and welcome back to the final part of our journey, the game of the year for 2012 on many websites. We have been through quite a journey together, starting in the sands of the deserts, past some graves, discovering real power through these cloths, meeting a friend who has travelled with us, climbing bridges into the sky, flying into great cities that have long since decayed, going underground through great caves and finding remnants of a war, and a massive tower filled with magical enchanted creatures made only of cloth. But ahead of us lies the toughest part of our journey as we seek to ascend the mountain. This is a truly unique game, and as such I will just let certain parts of the game speak for themselves without applying commentary over the top. But please join me for the final part of Journey. And sand becomes snow. Some people have suggested that the game is literal, but others have suggested that the game is symbolic, that different parts of the game represent different life stages. The speeding through the city representing youth and happiness and success, and as we walk into the snow, this representing old age and struggle and suffering. But if it is literal or symbolic, the cutscene there showing us that the journeyer is well aware that the journey is about to get tougher. We're travelling in a pair, we can continue to power each other up. Even the cloth's looking a little bit frozen here. One of those huge creatures flies overhead. But the mountain is ever closer. Graves of more travellers, or the graves of other ancestors, line the way. Huge winds of the mountain pushing us back there. Look, the scarf is almost completely frozen. Oh dear, no. If these are graves, we're using them as a shield from the bitter cold. I was reading that the reasons that our characters actually have no feet deliberately, and that's just because the game designers decided they could either make the feet work really realistically with the sand and the snow, or they could kind of do a cloth-like thing, but they didn't have the resources or the time or the manpower to do both. So we have no feet, and our feet will nearly always disappear beneath the sand, but the cloth will react realistically to it. And as you can see, as even I walk past something, the cloth will connect with it and twitch with it. And as the wind came past there, you saw my cloth flapping away. And the moon is high. body's almost having to bend forward now against the wind. Perhaps another picture? Looks like a picture of the two armies facing each other in the gloom. Very dark picture. Cloth defrosts, we can ride across it. Huge creatures circling ahead there. Oh dear, it's coming this way. Wind overpowering us at this point. Not sure where the creatures have gone now. There's definitely one out there somewhere. The wind again pushing me back. There it is, it just flew above my head. Perhaps we can get some warmth in the cave, but the humpback whale sound is loud. And all the people gathered together below the mountain. And we just got trophied. But we step out again into the snow. Grave of another traveller, someone that didn't make it past this point. You can hear that huge creature somewhere to my right. Here it comes, look at that light. Hide! creature on the left. So we can't see scarves. Wind pushing us back. Oh, that was close. That was very close. Will the creature come past again? There's one on the left. I don't know where the second one's gone. Oh, scarves have left a trail. Oh, wherever it is, it's on top of us. Safe to proceed through the gate, I hope. A narrow mountain pass, past another pair of travellers that didn't make it. Lovely camera shift showing yet more graves. Some people have suggested the graves are our ancestors more than other travellers, but I think the plotline kind of suggests that it's a mixture of both. That maybe the ancestors are the travellers looking to return back to the civilization they once knew, be it powerful, be it simple. But it has been reclaimed by the sand and reclaimed by the snow. The plotline of Journey, though, is wonderfully ambiguous. And who built these, and why would you build these, and what is at the top of the mountain, and why are we going there? Do we have any other purpose other than to go there? Ugh. Huge wind. I assume we can use these rocks to barricade ourselves from it. My costume's now so white you can't really tell the difference between me and him. Oh, just made it there in time. My singing voice is a lot less powerful than it used to be. I can't do that big. Oh no! Oh no! I can't do that big song like I could before. I can only just do a little whimper. I think that's his way of telling me off. Journey, the mountain, the destination. The storm. One grave after another. of us bent double against this cold.
So the big question, did we die? Maybe, possibly. Are we dead? Is this the afterlife? Were we saved? Lots of different interpretations of that particular scene. Is it a real death of the character, or just something kind of imagined? Are we now alive, or is this kind of a version of the afterlife? And if it is supposed to be real, then why were we raised? Had we proved ourselves as a traveller, and therefore those ancestors, those deity figures, decided to kind of give us another chance? Or in fact, did every traveller get helped along their way? Are all those gravestones simply markers where people were launched up? But either way, with the snow and the cold of the mountain behind us, there is only this glorious snow sequence taking us to the top of the mountain. Along the way there, we seem to have become separated from our companion. Hopefully he will meet us at the top. It also seems clear from the paintings shown to us that this journeyer here knows that he is gonna get himself into trouble at some points along the journey, and yet he decides to go onward. And I wonder why. Is it because the only thing he knows is how to journey? Is it his destiny to climb? Is it sheer curiosity? Or is it the potential reward of what is ahead is too tempting to resist? But what is ahead apart from a mountain we know nothing about it? Is it paradise? Is it unity with those who came before? Is it a place of sanctuary put there by the survivors of the war? Is it a memory of a return to a peaceful time? Is it a place where we can be rejoined with those who died in the battle that pursued us? But thanks to the intervention of those who came before, we are reborn. And we soar higher than we ever have before. And the mountain lies just ahead. Through deserts and cities, caves and mountains and snow, and even through death itself. The journey is complete. And indeed, our fellow traveller has waited for us. To complete the journey that we began together, we can finish together. As we let out a few notes of acknowledgement and perhaps gratitude on my part, whoever this guy is has helped me and guided me along the way. Given me many, many collectibles that I wouldn't have found otherwise, which enabled my scarf to get longer and longer. And now he pushes me forward, allows me to go first. I guess he has fulfilled the role that the other ancestors had, guided me to the end of my journey, and perhaps now it is my turn to guide others. The destination, the end of the journey, is here. But perhaps it matters less where this journey has taken us than that we went on the journey. And the shooting star leaving the leaving the mountain, the destination. Is it heaven? Is it paradise? Is it meeting up with your ancestors? Is it simply something to aim for? Who knows? But this little star travels back through the way we came, back through the mountains, back through the snow. And as it does, we can see other little men, other little travellers on their journeys. Still trying to find their way to the top of the mountain. Journey made by ThatGameCompany. It's an unusual title, but they've now got Flow and Flower and Journey behind them. Journey was one of the most delayed games ever. It was supposed to take a year in development, and it actually took 3 years in development. And apparently it led to some very bitter arguments in the last year of construction between things they wanted to put in, things they couldn't put in, and they had a lot of things they had to leave out in the end. But I think that's a good thing, because it's brilliant as it is, and hopefully that means lots of ideas left for the future, for future games. But they have set the bar very, very high for independent developers. I think they started with a team of 7 or 8 and ended up with a team of something like 17 or 18, but either way a lot smaller than many games developers companies around the world. Most of these credits here are thanks to rather than developed by. Apparently they gave the game to 25 playtesters, and 3 of them cried at the end, completing their journey. And it definitely is an emotional experience as well as a gameplay one. It's hard perhaps to put your finger on exactly why it is an emotional experience, but it is. Something about completing your goals, fulfilling your purpose, and the music obviously takes you there, and the amazing visuals. And here's the city in daylight rather than the city in sunset, giving you a better look at the structures that once were and the civilization that once was. There's loads of achievements available in Journey. If you do own the game, you can go and have a look at the achievements list, and there's various things that you can do to get those extra missing achievements, which gives it a wonderful bit of replayability. And of course that guy with the white costume, there's 2 more journeyers fly below us. The guy with the white costume must have played through a whole bunch of times to get that outfit. We come back to the deserts where the game began. With the buried buildings, the imprisoned cloths. As day turns to night, turns to day, turns to night. With yet more travellers along their way, praying. It's been suggested that the game has quite strong religious overtones. Is the white figure supposed to be a god or a deity? The fact that you can make your character kind of sit down and kneel, is that a prayer of some kind? But either way, it remains ambiguous, certainly in terms of which faith it's trying to emulate, if indeed any. And we come back to the start. 3 gravestones at the top of a hill, with a destination. So we met 2 companions along the way. Don't know at what point we switched between them, but they were nice enough to help me to a load of a lot of the collectibles there. And I hope they completed their own journey successfully. If you've enjoyed this little look at Journey, then do please give the video a like, and do go and buy the game. It's definitely something that needs to be experienced as well as just watched. And if you're interested in seeing more similar videos to this, then do subscribe to the channel. I've got lots of let's plays, tutorials and guides and other things that you can see. And Journey ends where it began. You can press the start button and begin a whole new journey if you wish. Hope you enjoyed experiencing this with me. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.